One thing that I've learned while building is that everybody's a massive fan until they have to reach for their wallet, right? So today's lesson is really going to be a reality check for all of us, including me. And a lot of times you think you have a great idea, everybody around you supports it very heavily, but then when it's time to validate by paying, that's where the silence creeps in. Or even better, if you're able to at least get some feedback from people on what would your app require in order for them to be willing to pay for it, right? So today we're going to stop the pretending that shipping is the only thing that matters. What matters is shipping something that people want to pay for, right? So I think that first thing I want to say is that I'm not going to teach you on today's lesson how to make $1 million with your app, but simply use payments as validation mechanism. Selling, from my point of view, is feedback initially, not a business plan, right? It's just a way to test people's intent regarding your app. And Lovable specifically has two pretty seamless ways of helping you collect payments. We're going to go through both of them today. One is through Shopify, the other one is through Stripe, both as seamless connectors inside Lovable system, right? So I'm just going to pick two projects, one that we talked about yesterday, right? The Lemon app, and then another one, which is like a link in bio tool. Doesn't matter really. And it's not finished either. Neither of them are finished. What I'm trying to do is just quickly add payments to where one of them, maybe this one, will be sort of a Shopify store with a single product, which is writing a love letter or whatever, or maybe an apology or writing a grocery list. Doesn't matter. We can just use it as like selling a digital product. And then in here, we'll just add Stripe, which will be like a lifetime purchase, right? I don't want to sell subscriptions. I just want to sell a lifetime product. Like you can create your link in bio and pay once and never again, right? I think you want to keep these as simple as possible. If I was going to step out of the builder role and go into like a go-to-market role a little bit more, personally, huge fan of one-time payment, lifetime deals because of two reasons. Number one, you can justify higher pricing because it's like, hey, you pay once and it's all said and done. Number two, you're selling at the point of the highest need. So the person searching for this probably feels the most pain at the moment when they first see the solution. So their willingness to pay is usually higher than if you're trying to make it a recurring monthly revenue. They're going to cancel by month 2 or 3 because they're going to change their mind. That's why I like lifetime deals, and lifetime deals eventually also provide you with a high lifetime customer value, which is a very important parameter when it comes to go-to-market, because you always want to maintain your LTV to CAC ratio over 3. What that means is you want to be able to collect 3 times more money than it costs you to acquire a customer through paid ads, right? If you just do it via monthly subscriptions, you're probably going to have to fund your ads and pray that you're going to be able to collect money on every customer for 3, 6, 9, maybe even 12 months in order to reach this ratio. Why not collect the whole payment up front and have your customers fund your ads? I think that's a pretty good move, especially initially. Like, do that in the beginning, introduce upsells for subscriptions, premium features at $3 a month, $10 a month, whatever, but get the money up front as much as possible. All right, let's put that aside now and let's talk a little bit more about actually implementing payments inside the system. So as we said in the link in bio, we're going to work with Stripe. So let's go over here and go to the prompts. And here you can just simply take the Stripe as well as the Shopify prompt, fairly similar in structure. What you want is to decide the type of payment you want. So in my case, it's going to be lifetime payment, only one time, right? And the product name will be lifetime deal for link in bio. And I think, I'm just going to like make it a $9 thing. And the description of what they're paying will be lifetime deal to have a link in bio or whatever, right? And then link in bio. I just want a simple payment page with product info, Stripe checkout, success and cancel redirect message, and then just store the payment records in the database, keeping it super minimal, right? Again, I just want to validate things, right? So I'm going to send that prompt away in here, and I'm going to show you how the process of enabling Stripe is going to look like from your point of view, right? You're going to have a couple of approvals here, right? Stripe, for enabling Stripe, you're going to have the Stripe restricted key. That is something that you can read more about on how you can get it and where you can get it from, right? Inside Stripe itself. I'm going to obtain it right now, and I'm going to go back to the project so that we can continue recording. All right, I got it, and now I'm just ready to submit it on my side to enable Stripe, right? Yeah, this is just a test for you to validate that people are willing to buy the thing that you're trying to sell, right? It's just a single click. I've enabled cloud. If you're ever prompted to enable cloud, we've done this in previous lessons. There's going to be a small blue approval button, which will give you the opportunity to either give permission to Lovable to enable cloud on a single project or enable it forever for all the projects. And as you can see here, as I said, I always read the agent output. It is now capable, because this integration is super seamless, to simply create the Stripe product on its own based on the description. And it's going to ask me here, right, to create a one-time checkout. And then I'm just going to always allow, as you can see here. I'm not even going to bother with any of this stuff. Like, I'm just going to let Lovable complete this process without me needing to interfere, because I just know that it's trained, that it knows how to look through the documentation. It will find things that it needs to find, and then just simply complete this process on its own, right? Now it's just like working through all of the things, fixing the RLS policies to make them restrictive and proper for making everything clean and more secure, right? While we're waiting, I can always go back into our Builder companion and create the Shopify store in another project. Again, Lovable and Shopify have a working partnership, beautiful partnership, that allows you to create a Shopify store for any kind of a project, right? So in this case, we're gonna go and create a store, which is gonna be called Lemon Drop. And then we will have one product type, which is gonna be a digital product for writing letters, something like that. I don't know, like maybe you want to do something else. I'm going to do this and that in this project. So the name will be a love note, right? So we're going to sell love notes. And then the price of a love note is going to be $3, for example. And a brief description is that love notes to express your feelings towards your friends and family, right? Whatever. There are no variants, right? So we will not include those, or better say, if there aren't any, we're just going to say none, right? None. And then product display page, add to cart, checkout using Shopify's native checkout, and keep the design conversion focus. So let's send that prompt away, and I'll show you how to approve it as well. Again, very simple, super simple stuff. You're going to get a similar prompt as you've done for Stripe. As you can see here, it's a seamless integration, allowing you to sell anything, anywhere. And I'm just going to click allow. And from here, I'll have two options. I'm either going to create a new store, which is what I'm going to do. But for those of you watching who have a existing store, you're now able to connect it with Lovable as well. So I'm just going to click it, select a country, right? United States, and just basically enable the Shopify connection this way. Right? Very simple. And again, you just click here and then just look at the screen as things start to progress. Let's go back to the original project just to see what happened, right? And here, navigate to the payment success, right? This is what was created now. There's a new edge function. There's a Stripe product priced at 9%. So I'm just going to go to the payment menu, right? And you can see here that it designed this thing. And then when I click here, I'm going to get redirected to Stripe. And if Stripe doesn't work in the sandbox, just click on this preview in new tab, right? And then click again, just to confirm that everything's fine. Sometimes it won't load, but the key here is that I can see that I'm able to buy and pay myself, really. That's exactly what I'm going to do, right? I just want to complete this process. I'm going to just pay $9 to myself. I like to do this in production. I don't care. I just want to make sure that everything goes through. Some people do it in the sandbox. I like that ping of getting a new payment for myself by myself. So I'm going to switch over my screen to Stripe, and I'm going to show you that the payment went through. So as you can see, I got home, and it's like I'm on my application, and I got $9, right? And I'm going to get $8.44 paid out to me, right? So honestly, it's just impressive. I didn't do anything, right? Just one prompt. I have Stripe integrated. I didn't have to do anything. I just said I need this product. These are the specs. You saw it all. So yes, it takes a couple of clicks here and there to get that key built out, right? But all in all, integrating after that, once you get the restricted key from Stripe, is like super seamless. All right, let's go back to our other project just to see what's happening. Okay, Shopify has been enabled. Now we're building the storefront. Everything is again happening for me. I don't even have to think about any of this. That's the part that I really like. I want to be as hands-off as possible when doing these sort of things, because I'm not a developer. I'm not experienced in setting up payment terminals or subscriptions or anything for that matter. So what I want to do is I try to just eliminate myself as much out of the equation as possible. If we go back to the companion, in the transcript itself for this lesson, you're obviously going to get some ideas on, how to and when to use both of the options, right? And then obviously in the resources menu, you will be able to read more about our setting up payments with Stripe guide and all the Shopify integration details, right? Just see the launch itself, find some of my templates. Like this was one of the first things I worked on when I joined Lovable. So these projects are a little bit old, but they're still hopefully relevant, and you can just click on any of them, right? If you want a sneaker store or whatever, you could click on this project right here and just like remix it, right? And then just build your own little store for sneakers or whatever else. So let's go back here and let's see where we're at. We're getting close with our implementation. So again, if Shopify or Stripe do not work for you or do not show up for you properly in the sandbox, just go to the preview. You don't have to have these apps published. We did that yesterday, so hopefully you watched yesterday's video. You can just launch the integration as you saw me do from the preview window. All right, so Shopify is now done, and we can start sending some love. As you can see, built it under /shop. It's $3 for a love note. Just gonna click here. I added it to the cart. Click on this cart button. You can design all of this, right? What I'm trying to show you really quickly how easy all of this is. And then as you can see here, I've created, the shop is already there and everything is ready, but my store can't accept payments because it needs to be claimed. So that is another step in this process that you need to do, which is whenever you're ready and you feel like everything is ready and all said and done, you just have to say, I want to claim my store on Shopify, right? And at that point, you will be forwarded to proceed with that claim process, which will occur on Shopify. And from there, you will have to complete a couple of steps, which, just are necessary. They're like KYC related elements, like confirming your identity and doing everything else so that you can receive payments, but nothing technical, right? There's no coding. As you can see, you can start accepting real payments and enjoy a 30-day free trial, which is followed by a required Shopify subscription. Then when you click claim, then the whole process takes place on Shopify, where you're like, basically confirming your account on there, and then you just click to claim your store, and then from there, confirm a couple of things, so be able to enable payments inside the admin itself, right? So I completed my login, and as you can see, I have a trial that ends in 3 days, and then I can get the first 3 months for as low as $1 a month, which is crazy. And you can see my product is in there. My Lovable site is connected, but currently isn't published. So you got to just select the plan, and remove the password to start accepting payments. Right when you do that, you're going to be prompted to complete the setup process. Again, nothing technical. You have a setup guide and to-dos right here in the setup guide, which will be written for you using their AI, which, you can see I'm missing a couple of things here just so that I can unlock the store. Like I can go and say that I want to look at my shipping rates, and then say that everything is free, right? Or completely delete it as an option, right? So I'm just going to delete that. Just going to delete this and then free. Then I'm going to edit rate over here. Minimum price is $0, right? Everything is free to ship regardless of where it goes, right? So I'm pretty much done with my shipping rates right then and there. Then if I want to go and set up the payments, I'm going to save right here. Awesome. I'm going to go and activate Shopify payments as well. Okay, I filled out some of my personal details, so you just got to select your industry. I'm just going to say digital products and goods, right? Really nothing crazy. You don't have to go and maybe it's just going to be consulting services, whatever you want to call it. And then customer back statement is going to be called Lemon Drop Letters. All right, and then we're just going to go click next. And now when we review everything, we can submit everything for verification. You need to maybe upload some identity documentation as well. Then additionally, when you want to continue, you got to just start your free trial. And then basically subscribe just for a free trial and whatever, and you're gonna get it for another month or so. And yeah, then from that point on, when everything is approved, you can look through your to-dos, and as you can see, the last step left for me is to just unlock my store. So I'm just gonna remove the password here. When you're done setting everything up, your online store will be open for everyone. That's the confirmation that you want to be able to see. You can always go to the setup guide, make sure that everything looks fine, manage your checkout traffic, where it's supposed to go. It's already set to go to Lovable and redirect, but let's confirm that together, really, shall we? So now we got everything done, right? So I can say I've got the whole setup thing done. What's next, right? And just basically go in here, and hopefully there are no additional steps needed, really. All you gotta do is go to the shop page, again, test it out, add to cart. Let's go here. Let's just remove one of the two, right? And just buy one letter. So I'm gonna go to the checkout, and again, confirm that now the status has changed and I can pay myself. And again, if I click to pay now, that payment will be processed and my billing has been saved and everything else. So let's confirm it also on the Shopify side as well, right? I'm just gonna exit this menu where we were in the preview and then go to the home page. See that there were 2 sessions. I think it's gonna take a second to load up a sale, right? That's what we wanna see, right? That's what we came to do and to finish up. And as you can see right here, when I go to the orders, it says the order's been unfulfilled, but I'm gonna mark it as fulfilled because I've got it done, right? And now I fulfilled the order, $3. You can see it right here. And then when I go to home, the sales and orders menu still hasn't fully been updated, but just give it a minute, give it a couple, and everything should hopefully be registered very, very soon. Again, you can always go to the orders menu and just confirm that an order has been paid and fulfilled or unfulfilled as well in real time. So that's everything I have for you today for payments. I'm hoping that this will inspire you or make things easier for you when it comes to adding them into your system. It's nothing scary, nothing crazy, as you saw me do. It was fairly simple. One prompt to get it inside here, a couple of prompts and approvals here. Because these are external systems, they may require you to have a register account and a couple of other things we're not going to cover. But I just wanted to show you that when you have everything ready on your end, Lovable will integrate these systems in a second. Start selling, and I'll see you tomorrow.